I'll go first. I have a different question.
Yo, what's good? Welcome to this week's edition of SBP Live. It is a beautiful Sunday morning, at least where I am. I'm your boy Prime. Source, what's good?
What up, though? I'm tired, sleepy, my back hurt, my hip hurt. But other than that, it's all good.
Like it's almost like you went out and played some football yesterday or something.
Yeah, nah, man. Close enough. We have the Virginia State Flag Football state championships going on today. Well, yesterday and today. I haven't been out there in 2 years, and I had no desire to go out there this weekend. But the commissioner called or texted me. He was in need of some refs. And I was like, no. He said, please. And I was like, all right. So I went out there for 4 games. I'm tired, 6 hours of my day. But, it came with,
They ain't get the begging, did it?
Came with a cash app. So, it's all right.
Yeah, well.
But you know what the messed up part is?
What's that?
I like to relax and chill. And, I'm over arguing with people and all that type of stuff. Listen, I'm going to give you the scenario. I'm gonna just tell you what happened real quick. Ref in the game. Early in the game, I had an inadvertent whistle that the team who the whistle affected, they thought they were going to score a touchdown if I wouldn't have blown the whistle.
Right.
Cool. And there was a play later in the game where they thought the ball hit the ground. But I said the dude caught it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say both of those things were, let's say I was wrong on both of those, okay? The team that I'm talking about, or that was affected, was up 17-7 with a minute left.
Okay.
Both of these things happened earlier in the game. They give up a long touchdown behind the defense with less than a minute left. They give up an onside kick where all they had to do was touch the ball, but they didn't, and the other team got to it first. And then they gave up another touchdown, and they lost 19-17.
What?
Was it my fault that they lost? These dudes were upset. You made it back up. Dog, y'all were up 17-7. 10 points. 60 seconds. All you got to do is one of these things. Touch the ball. Now give up the first touchdown. Or not give up the second touchdown.
Right on.
Any of those things. They didn't do any of them. They like, it's your fault. Okay, it's my fault. Y'all stink, but it's my fault. and that is why I don't even want to be out there. Because dudes, yeah.
Well, that is why, too, is, as you've been following, and I'm sure this has happened in state to state. We already know here in the 804, when they started playing high school games on Thursday nights because of shortage of referees, so that way they can spread them out. All right, you can do this game Thursday, you can do this game Friday. And then we did have I don't know how many, but there were a few Saturday games during the course of the season. So they had to spread them out, 3 nights because the refs, and I know a couple of guys that was refs, they was like, man, I don't even want to deal with it no more. He said, the disrespect from the kids and the disrespect from the parents, he said some of the stuff gets over the line, man. You trying to exit to go to your car after the game, somebody daddy out there at your car. It's crazy. So I get it, man. I get it. But speaking of high school, I want to give a quick shout out. First of all, I know we got people on this show that are from different states, all across the U.S. Appreciate, love y'all. We from the 804 down here, and that's in the Virginia area, so Richmond, Virginia area. So I want to give a shout out to the 2 state champions that represented Class 5 yesterday. One of the best teams. Well, a lot of people consider the best team in the state. The Highland Springs Springers Great win yesterday. They went and took out Maury yesterday. It was an awesome game. I got to see it. I watched it live online. Awesome game. Shout out to Lauren Johnson. Shout out to my guy, who Fareed Saunders, who you and I interviewed him a few years ago before we went video. That's my guy right there. Who also coaches on the JV, but I'm his assistant coach. Puka, all the guys, man. Shout out, and they 25-0. So both the varsity and the JV teams both went undefeated.
Crazy.
And they're gonna be a problem for years to come. The Eastern already got the best system, period. But they're gonna be a problem for years to come. Even with the seniors they had on this squad, they got a lot of talent coming back, man. So the only thing is for us, like my school, who's sitting in 5, it's gonna be staying in 5, is Highland Springs is going up to 6 next year. So we might be able to squeeze a little bit, but Highland Springs is an awesome program. Shout out to everybody involved. And our guy, Rodney Leeper, because Rodney Leeper has actually coached a ton of those kids coming up through the Glen Lee system. So he's had his hands on a lot of these kids since they were probably 5 or 6 years old. So
right.
Shout out to all of those people involved. But I also want to shout out. You want to say something about Highland Springs?
Oh no, I'll wait.
Got to shout out my guy, Coach Billy Mills, as well, down in Dinwiddie, which they beat the brakes off of Kettle Run. I'm sorry if there's any people from Kettle Run on here, but 65-20 is ugly. And they've been also that team the entire season. They've really only been challenged, I think, maybe once this season, and that was during the playoffs. They were just straight doing their thing, man, and they laid it out. The young quarterback, if you guys follow football in the 804 area, if you don't know, you better know. I think Harry Dalton, 15-year-old kid, is the quarterback. He don't graduate till 25 of Dinwiddie, and this dude was everything. He actually broke the record touchdowns. I think he ended up with 56 or 57 total on the season between rushing and passing. The dude is legit. I was blessed to be able to see him play live twice this year. Then I saw him online a couple of times, maybe about 3 times. Lightning. But shout out to Coach Billy Mills and everybody involved down in Dinwiddie.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just want to give a shout out to actually one of my guys, and so it's one of my guys, and then his wife. I'm sorry, the wife of another coach is actually in the group as well from Freedom. My guy, Cody Williams, Freedom High School. He's the assistant coach. He is an assistant coach, along with Tony Mooney. His wife, Allison, is in the group. She used to comment a lot, but lesser now. I think they got 2 kids now, so she's not around as much. But Freedom High School, y'all remember Freedom? They the ones that scored 100 points on somebody earlier this season. They ended up winning the championship as well. So shout out to Freedom.
No doubt. Hey, shout out to everybody that's checking us out. Jason Cole, what's good? Don, what's up, bro? D, what's good? D, you said they got the youth championships in Miami this week, huh? Yeah, it's going down. And while it's going down, sources eating bacon. That's pork and turkey.
Hey, listen. There was no ripple. There's no ripple. Actually, that's a lie. There's some ripple. It's the chocolate joint, and that ain't really working.
Yeah, you ever had chocolate milk and cereal before?
No, I had the chocolate ripple in cereal, and I was very, very unhappy because I've heard people say chocolate milk and cereal. I was like, let me go ahead and give this a try. It is not the answer, bro. I guess it depends. If you got some very bland cereal, maybe it'll work out, but that joint don't work with Honey Nut Cheerios. So the bacon.
All right. And I am going to welcome back, because we have to welcome back Cesar Gonzalez. Cesar, the first man to ever burn a jersey in the SBP, and the first man to ever go on a suspension. He was muted for 72 hours for blatant disrespect of Prime and Coach Prime. We're not having that in the SBP. But we love Cesar, but I won't hesitate to mute him again. I'm just letting y'all know right now. But I am kind of happy he's back. And I want to give a shout out to all of you who support. Oh, snap. And Caesar gave a shout out to all his haters. You and I were top of the list. But
Big
he
up.
gave a shout out to all his supporters over his that supported him during the suspension. And I'm sitting here like, you guys actually supporting this guy. And they went hard for him. We had they throwing up the yay memes, Upshaw, them free Caesar, Somebody hit me, told me that 72 hours was too much. It should have been 24, whatever. But I was the king around here. If I say 72, it's 72.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. But welcome back, Caesar. Welcome back. Well, welcome back home. And I hope you got them license plates situated. Inside jokes. Some of y'all on the page know what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. So it's all good. It's all good. Hey, before we get into this, man, let me see here. Let me see what we got here. Ooh, it's Caesar. Somebody's at church breakfast. Must be Caesar.
You had to be.
Yep, no doubt. Bless the food, eat, join the SBP. It's all good. It's all good. Glad Caesar's on today because he got a big game tonight, which we're going to be talking about a little bit later. Actually, the game I'm pretty excited about it. It is the night game. But shout out to everybody that's listening. But before we get into the NBA today, it's one thing that we're going to discuss real quick, man. And I need to ask you, because I saw some of your comments on the page, so we're going to talk about this. Up 9 points with 7 seconds left. The other night, one Zion Williamson decides to come out there and do a 360 windmill dunk on the Phoenix Suns. Was this disrespectful?
It was funny, actually. I thought it was hilarious. It was funny. There was so much that happened in that brief time span between him getting the ball and, afterwards. But was it disrespectful? If you, by the standards set by whomever, sure, it was disrespectful. It might have been meant to be disrespectful, a little bit. It was a little disrespectful. And even after the game, after the, whatever you want to call it, the conversation in the post-game interview, Zion said, he might have went a little overboard. But the reaction from Phoenix wasn't genuine. That wasn't genuine. It didn't feel genuine. It felt like if we don't react, we're gonna look soft. So I think that's what who was the first person to
was it Cam?
Yeah, Cam Payne.
Mm-hmm.
To act like he was mad. It could have been just move on. It's the end of the game. Nobody got back on defense. He got the ball up the court. I mean, that's your fault, for real. It's your fault for not being back there. Even if you think he shouldn't have done it, if you get back, if you're even in the vicinity, he doesn't do it. He doesn't even do any of that. He just dribbles the ball out. There was literally nobody down there. He said, what's it going to hurt? I guess it hurt the feelings of Phoenix. The good part for us is they play again today.
But 3:00, 3:30, something like that.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if it's on. I don't think it's on regular television. I don't think it's on the NBA channel either. So you got if you got the package, go and get it. If you got ways to get it, bless you. Go on and watch it and see where it go down. I checked the ABC, John. We don't usually get a lot of ABC NBA till the NFL is over with. The ABC got a pretty good women's game. Actually, I think Maryland and UConn play today. So for all the college, the women's college fans out there, we do have some in the group. Like us, but most of us still be fixated on our minds on the NFL. But yeah, man, to me, the most beautiful thing about it for me with Zion was, even though he made those little roundabout apologies, he kept saying it was kind of out of his character, he still owned it. And so I like seeing Zion now, not the same Zion we saw a couple of years ago. He's just getting in the league. He's trying not to say the wrong thing, really. You know, he's choosing his words. But he sounded like a vet when he spoke. If he did it to us, I'd be cool with it. It is what it is. But he was real sure. He was real confident. So, hey man, Zion, do it again today. Do it again. That team is good too. I think it was Chris jumping the gun talking about they getting it done without Brandon. And he already got him in the championship. I don't know. Pump your brakes on that. But they still scary as all outdoors, man.
Yeah, you can ask Boston about trying to give away the Western Conference to somebody. Ask Boston about last night.
You know what I do like about it though? Cam was talking about campaign was talking about poor sportsmanship. You know, it's no shot clock, all this. Y'all had the game. You shouldn't have done it. I love CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum said y'all should have got back on defense.
Yep, get back on defense. If one of the 5 people, if any of them are in the vicinity, he doesn't do it. Nobody came past half court.
True indeed. The Me Too Caesar. I love this Zion that we're seeing behind the microphone after these games. He's sounding like he's acting and sounding like somebody who's been in the league, you know, actually 6 or 7 years. You know, and I like this, you know. Especially with the beating he's taking. I've watched a couple of games. Every time he go up, somebody got their arm around his neck, yanking him down. You know, I wonder how we're going to react when he decide to haul off on somebody.
Yeah. Then it's going to be different.
That's the stamp right there.
Oh, you see, nobody really went at Zion for what happened. Yeah. They just went in the area. Like, man.
The vicinity. That was crazy, man. That was crazy. So we definitely had to speak on that. I said, yeah, we got to put that out there because it's forefront in the news, and I'm looking so forward until today, you know, today. But also, man, something else happened. I want to get you a quick take on this one for the rest of the season. Man, we saw that Von Miller, so apparently he's done for the season. In your opinion, what does this mean for Buffalo, man? Like, does it hurt their chances?
I mean, Buffalo's chances were like a lot of us thought that this is Buffalo's year. This is Buffalo's year going into this thing. But as things have kind of turned out throughout the season, not so fast, my friend. Lee Corso out this joint because it's not looking like a cakewalk or even that Buffalo is the best team overall. So is this damaging? Yeah, I think it is. Not that they can't get past it. I mean, it's not like they were on a lower tier than the teams that went to the actual Super Bowl in the past couple seasons. So I think they're still right there, but it definitely does not help. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you gotta wonder because they've dealt with injuries the entire season. They had a lineman or two out. We saw the massive hit they took in the secondary early in the season, and it's going to be rounding about now. They're playing some pretty good football these past couple of weeks, but I can't help but think as you get down into, we get into January, and you got to start dealing with, the Joe Burrows and the Patrick Mahomes, and these win-or-go-home games. You know what I'm saying? Missing that one dominant pass rusher on one play, it could cost you. Or not being able to get to the QB the way that you want to consistently during the game can cost you. So I think it's pretty big. No way am I saying that Buffalo can't still win the Super Bowl, but I think it's a lot bigger than most people are letting know.
How many teams from the AFC in your mind? I know it's early to say, really, but how many teams from the AFC in your mind could you see being in the Super Bowl?
Easily, without even thinking, without even giving it a second thought, I'm gonna say 3. Easy.
Only 3?
I'm gonna say 3 easy without a second thought. There's a couple of teams that I would probably put there that wouldn't surprise me. And we're gonna talk about 2 of those teams today. And I say to me, Miami. I can see Miami getting there, and I could also see the Jets. People can talk what they want to about their situation, but they got the type of football that travels.
Really?
So, yes.
That's heavy. That's heavy right there.
Yep. Yeah. Well, people got short memories now, right? So that's short memories now. They say, "Oh, I never thought that," but people didn't have Cincinnati being nowhere as good as they were last year.
Absolutely.
Y'all can tell me all y'all want to about, oh yeah, I knew Joe Burrow was the real deal. I knew this. I knew that, man. Ain't none of y'all outside of Cincinnati, and most of the people that live in Cincinnati didn't have the Bengals coming close to sniffing the Super Bowl.
Correct, Mundo.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you just got to get hot at the right time. And you also have to play the type of football that you need to play in January. And they have a whole lot of the pieces, now speaking on the Jets, that if they get in, could give a lot of people a problem 1 week at a time.
On some Tennessee type stuff from a couple of years ago. I got you. I feel
Yeah.
you.
Let's be real. Let's be real. They continue to win games, but let's be real. Nobody had them doing what they did or getting that close. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but I think this thing is pretty big. But we shall see. We shall see. This is going to be the fun one right here. This is going to be the fun one. I know a lot of people in our audience going to have some thoughts on this one right here, right? But if we had to go back to it, bro, 2020 draft, and we're just speaking on quarterbacks. If you had to redraft these guys right here, what order would you redraft them? And so let me remind the people, in 2020, Burrow went number 1, right? Tua went 5. Herbert went 6. Your guy, Jalen Hurts, went the second round and picked 53. And the one person that we don't have up here, you remember who that was? He don't need to be up here, but he went before your guy.
Oh.
Jordan Love. He went round 1, pick 26. But there's no need to have Jordan Love up here on this screen. So in the redraft, what order, put your GM hat on, are you drafting these guys?
Jordan Love's number 5. Oh, he don't count.
Oh, yeah.
Don't matter. Honestly, I'll go your 2 or 4. Herbert 3. You know, kind of flip-floppy on them 2. Hurts 2, Burrow 1. I don't want Burrow as my quarterback. I like my quarterback. I'm just saying, based on the question, yeah, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. There you
go. That's a tough one because I can look at just the body for these couple of years of what they've done, or I can just look at just how they're playing now. You see what I'm saying? In correlation to what they've done is the tough part. Well, I can flop a couple of people out of position. You can't act like the dude didn't get benched in the championship game.
What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure.
How's that related to this conversation?
Everybody got their views on what should put somebody somewhere. Just like we had a rings conversation all the time. How many rings does this person have? Just give you an idea. And I ain't really started the conversation on this, but I saw on one of our members' personal pages, guy I went to school with, someone, who was it? Someone might have been, was it Charles Barkley? Somebody made a comment the other day that said that at this point they felt like Luka is already better than Larry Bird ever was at this point. This is what he said. So my guy, what's the first thing you think he put in response to that?
I don't know what the first thing could be,
I
but
respect what he put because I know this is the way a lot of people think. Accomplishments like rings.
oh, they started what?
Yeah, and he will tell me how many rings does Luka have, right?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Look, I'm not even going to entertain that conversation because you know how much I love Larry Bird. So I will take no Larry Bird slander from any of you clowns in this group, period. And Boss ain't even my squad, but I love Larry Joe Bird. But I'm just saying the first thing he went to was rings. So when Jadis made the comment saying about don't let's act like he didn't get benched, things of that nature, people bring all types of factors into it. And it could be true, it might not be true. It's about how you feel about it, right? Me personally, though, I'm gonna go with Joe Burrow as number one. So I'm gonna start at the top. I'm gonna leave Joe Burrow at number one, not only because of what he did last year, right? Without really having an offensive line, but the way to this point they've managed to bounce back from a rocky start this year. They're playing some good football. So if you're asking me today, I'm going with this guy. Number two gonna be controversial. I know most people gonna want to go get my head examined after I make this comment. And I understand. Right now, though, I'm drafting Tua right after him. Right? Look, Tua was clowned. He won't NFL. I told you he was overrated. All the talks last year, that was issues, right? This year, the man got the snot knocked out of him. We ain't know if the man was seriously hurt or not. All up and down social media, always saying, man, I wouldn't even play no more. That's it. And then when he was coming back, man, he dumb as I don't know what. Blah, 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 blah. He lost? What, one time since then?
Yeah, that was just last week.
That was just last week, right? Dude been on fire, right? I'm taking Jalen Hurts number 3. Say what you want. We just talked on this same show a couple of weeks ago about Mahomes being the MVP. Your boy Hurts like, ho. I'm not going to let y'all forget about me. Yeah. If I ain't the MVP, I'm right on his behind, straight up. Hurts is balling. So say what you want. And due to his recent struggles, not all of them of his own, I will go Herbert at 4. And that's just my personal way I have it right now. If you actually, the order we got, I got it up here. I didn't do that intentionally when I made this, right? But that would be my order if I was drafting today.
Cuzzo asked a question. He said, who gave him that L?
We know who gave Tua that L. We definitely know who gave Tua that L, bro. But I know you wanted to let it be known.
Of course.
Let's see. So Cuzzo says, so he got benched, he transferred schools, and the dude who took his spot got drafted above him. What he's doing now has nothing to do with that, and Tua look good. I hate redrafting stuff. It's like people always act like Brady was a starter at Michigan, and there's no reason for him to go in the 6th round. Okay. I get it, right? But we're talking about like right now. Like right now, based on what you've seen, forget what happened back then. Because we're talking about right now. The way they're playing right now, week 14, you can take the last season in consideration because I did. If we're talking about right now, I don't think that's really much of an argument. You know what I'm saying? I respect it. But if we're talking about right now, I like what I picked. I like what I picked.
I was just going to take a look at Jalen Hurts' bad games. And I'm saying bad games in comparison to the rest of the season.
Justin, what's up?
Got the Washington game, under 200 yards passing, under 30 yards rushing. You got the Indy game, under 200 yards passing, 86 yards rushing. And you've got I could throw the Green Bay game in there just because it wasn't a dominating victory. But, threw for 153 and ran for 157. And he ran for the 100 in the first quarter, which is still ridiculous. And then he just came back for 380 last week, 3 touchdowns. So, I'll take him. It's cool.
So Justin said Burrow, Hurts. Burrow, Hurts, Tua, and Herbert. So respect. Everybody's going to be different on this. I think Jay got a valid argument if we're just talking about. I understand you draft from college, right? So you take those things in consideration, maybe. But if we're just talking about now and right now, what they're doing in the league, that's the way I would take them. Oh, let's see. Let's see what else we got here.
I'll take any of them, just for the record. We'll take any of them. Ain't turning none of them down, but yeah.
Of course, somebody gonna have a bigger game than somebody has a bigger game than Joe Burrow today or whatever. I told you. Your boy go out, Herbert go out there and throw like for 397 tonight and 4 TDs, and then I told y'all, so Tua stink it up today. I told y'all, but they play each other actually.
Yeah.
But I just think it's a valid discussion to have, man. All these guys, well, 3 of the 4 are looking really good, and one of them has had his moments. Not all his. I don't know. He can't keep his receivers up.
Yeah, I mean, he had no receivers. What he supposed to?
Yeah, I tripping. I mean, I understand he working with what he got. Let me see. Fair question right here. Fair statement right here. It's Justin. 2020 was truly a rare draft. People now think you can just draft the answer on a whim more than ever. Just nothing to back that up. I agree.
Fair statement.
Everybody think everything is just so easy. Everything is
people think just in general.
It's just so easy, Oh, it's just exactly. You're seeing certain things, and that's just what it is. I throw my people under the bus, but I'm gonna throw them under the bus. Same people that was hollering, keep rushing at quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we're gonna move to the next joint. Next joint, when we go into my brother is we're gonna go ahead and dive right into week 14.
Yep.
One thing we got to talk about, and no, I'm not putting this picture up here, but we're going to talk about it real quick, is Baker to the rescue. Baker Mayfield, got to get a man props the other night. He came in there, game-winning drive, hits Van Jefferson, 23-yarder, wins the football game, right? What are we thinking about Baker right now, man?
Not a thing. I don't know what you want me to say. Good job. Baker did the thing where you do the thing and then your team wins. And it was pretty cool that he had just showed up.
In the building 48 hours, right?
Yeah, that was pretty tough. Congratulations. I appreciate that.
Baker
when he come back next week and stink, then what are we gonna do? Let the moment be the moment. Let the moment be the moment. This ain't the resurgence. This is a one-off. Let it be, and we'll be back to our regularly scheduled program next week.
Well, he's gonna be the quarterback the rest of the season, evidently. Season they have left. So, but I guess we can call this week Baker Mayfield the first 48. You got to give it to him, man. You got to give it to him. Man, he's basically auditioning at the end of the season again because he's going to need somebody to pick him up, right? And we talked about this before. I triple all that Baker is gone through, and we still seeing them pop up on the Heisman commercials, though. So no matter how bad it get for him on Sunday, you still got his commercials running on Saturday, right? So
yes, sir. A lot of them.
Lot of them.
I tell you, some people can do more by doing nothing in their current status than people who do a lot in their current status and still have to chase a check. Interesting.
Word up. Let's get to these picks, yo. Let's get to these picks. First up, we got a good one, my man. And the first one will be the Jets and the Bills. And if you remember, they played each other earlier this year. You remember who won that game?
The Jets won that thing. Jets, Jets.
The Jets won the first meeting, and they played them tough, man. They played them tough. I know a lot of people didn't have the Jets pulling it out, but that's when they started to realize what I've been saying all along. That defense is good, and it's not just on the back end. They cause problems for you up front. You feel me? What you think about this game today?
I think it's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time with this one. I'm glad to know that you are big on, well, you're not big on the Jets, but you do see that the Jets could be a Super Bowl squad. Like, it's possible. You wouldn't be surprised by them being in the Super Bowl. I get that. Which means you're probably going to take the Jets. That's what I'm saying. So I can go ahead and lean toward these Buffalo Bills comfortably, and we'll have a different pick. Because, you know, a lot of times we've had the same picks. We'll have four out of six same, or 5 out of 6 of the same picks. So maybe, just maybe, we'll be different on this one.
I think it's going to be another tough game, man. And if you remember, so Mike White is in there now, right? I don't know if most people remember what happened with Mike White last year. Mike White came in against that Bills defense. First 3 possessions, 3 interceptions. He ended up with 4 on the day, and that's how. And then we ended up seeing a change at quarterback, right? This is his time for redemption, and I like what him and Garrett Wilson have been doing, bro. I like what they've been doing. I'm a little worried about the running game now because they've been having injuries on top of injuries. The trade, they're going to running back by committee approach. But the Jets really, really need this football game. If you look at it, the Bills are sitting there on top of that division at 9-3. The Dolphins, so we both like, are sitting there at 8-4, and the Jets are sitting there at 7-5. They need this victory because we only got a few weeks left in the season. If they want any hope of possibly taking this division or, get in the playoffs, they could own the tiebreaker if they could find a way to tie the Bills up. Because if they beat the Bills, they'll only be a game behind them. Yeah, so they would own the tiebreaker because they beat and swept them. They beat and brought out the brooms on these people, man.
True.
And I'm sure Mike White remembers that 45-17 beatdown they took last year when he was under center. Bills are a 10-point favorite. And this is the first time in basically a month since the Bills have played at home. You know what I'm saying? Between road games, and I think they had the bad, and they had the snow situation when they went to Detroit. This is the first time in 4 weeks that they've actually played at home. But I'm going with the Jets. I'm going with the Jets. Tight one, 24-23. How many times Diggs and Gardner line up against each other? We just don't know. Hopefully it's a lot. But yeah, I'm going with the Jets
21. You said Jets 24-23.
Don got 29-26. Caesar, he said Jets upset. So you mean they're going to be upset or they're going to win this game with the upset?
Caesar just trying to get back right. He's trying to choose his words carefully.
One thing I did want to mention, though, and I missed this when we were talking about we were back there talking about Baker Mayfield earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Justin said all he needed to do is let Mayfield bake.
Let Mayfield bake.
Y'all heard that. Go Baker, go.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay, what's good, my brother? What's good?
Let y'all have that one. I got the Bills 30-23.
Hey.
Get this thing back on track. And it will be early enough to make the Chargers look around and be like, oh, word? Okay. Get the Chargers a good feeling if the Jets drop to 7-6 as the Chargers sit at 6-6.
Indeed. Next up, the Battle of Ohio. We have the Browns and the Bengals. We saw Deshaun Watson last week, and he was real rusty, bro. Looked like he had to learn how to ride that bike again, and the offense looked kind of janky. But they went rolling on the strength of the defense, which was crazy. Defense came up with 2 TDs. They had a punt return for a touchdown. So, I got your back. You feel me? And they had it. So he had to watch his front.
Well, he's gonna have to watch his front today because I don't think it's gonna be as friendly. I won't say friendly as an environment, but as far as the competition, as easy a competition as they had last week with Houston. So he could stink it up last week and still get through. Do that today, you're gonna be on the wrong side of that thing, and it's gonna be ugly. Now Cleveland, I think we talked about it last week, or maybe we just talked about it. Cleveland, and if they could run off the rest of the season, if that was even a possibility. Because if that was a possibility, and they ran off the next 5, they would quite possibly be in the
It would be
playoffs.
like 10-7.
Yeah, it will be right there. It's going to be a dogfight right around that 10-7, 9-8, 10-7 area, I think, for the last spot in the AFC. I don't think this thing's going to be close. I think Watson is going to need another couple of weeks, at least another week. Another week and another easier opponent to run through to get himself reacclimated to this whole NFL thing. And Cincinnati is feeling themselves right now. So I got Cincinnati 33, Cleveland 20.
JB, what's up, my guy? Man, you know what's funny? So Burrow and these guys, they gotten hot, man. They weathered the Jamar Chase injury. They weathered the Mixon injury, which I think they're looking like Mixon may play today. Might be back in the mix today. But this is the great mystery, right? Burrow owns Patrick Mahomes, but he can't beat the Browns. He's never beaten the Browns. Never, since he's been in the league.
Dang.
Yeah. And that's what's crazy about this whole thing. Remember early in the season, the Browns won, was it 32-13 or something like that back in week 8. Browns were balling. And Myles Garrett always gives the Bengals a problem. I think if the Bengals gonna win this game, though, that kid Trey Hendrickson, he's been pressuring the mess out of quarterbacks the last 3 weeks. He's like something like 8 or 9 quarterback pressures over that time span. So I think he's coming at it. Last year, you remember your boy Burrow thought he was about to make something happen, and your man Denzel Ward took him 99 yards on that pick 6. But they're playing good. I think the Browns' offense looks a little bit better. They do have the question of whether or not Amari Cooper's going to play today. But Burrow and them got to break that streak at some point. But I don't know if it's going to be the blowout that a lot of people predicting. I'm saying for the double up. I'm seeing some 28-15s in the comments, 31-17s in the comments. You think it might be some work done? I don't know. I'm going to put this game a little bit closer. Matter of fact, I'm saying it's a 1-point game. I'm saying the Bengals going to win this game 31-30.
Wow.
Yep.
You got Cleveland scoring 30?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty. You said.
Let's keep in mind again, these people got Joe Burrow's number.
All right. Sound like a winner to me.
All right.
But you did say Cincinnati on top.
I got the Bengals.
Okay.
Bengals by 1. That's what I'm taking. All right. What we got up next here? Next up, we are going to move on to a game I think it's going to be super fun. Divisional game. Captain Kirk travels to take on the Detroit Lions. This game, I think it's going to be so much fun. I really do.
This might be the most disrespectful line I've seen in a long time. I don't even know the last time I've seen a line like this. I don't know what it is right now, but let me just go back. So the Lions are 5-7. The Vikings are 10-2. Now, you get a few points for the Lions being at the crib. That's fine. But favored by more than 1 point?
People, they believe it, Dan Campbell.
What in the world is going on here? And it's not like this is new. It's been this way all week. As soon as the line dropped, the Lions were favored. It's a setup. Don't let them fool you. Oh, no.
You ever see the Family Guy? It's a trap.
It's a trap. Yeah. That's what it is. Trap. Go and marinate on that. Yeah, this is Rock. This is Rock's fault, actually.
Lane Rock.
Ahmed has been talking down on his team. It depends on the week. Sometimes he's up, sometimes he's down. You never know. But he did say they are the luckiest 10-2. I think he said it last week. Luckiest 10-2 team in history. I don't know if he said in history or what, but he said the luckiest 10-2 team. I know that.
We know a whole lot of the sports world feel that way. They already said first round exit. So
that is just mean. So mean and vicious. The problem is, I get it when it comes to the Lions, because the Lions will put up some numbers on you real quick. And if you ain't right, you gonna look crazy. We saw a few weeks ago, that the team that Prime has failed to mention thus far, and I shouldn't have jinxed it by bringing it up right now, but the Dallas Cowboys beat the brakes off of this team. Actually, the Eagles beat the brakes off of this team as well, but the Cowboys beat them, worse. It was really bad. They didn't even score a touchdown. And you never know when that offense is just not going to show in Minnesota. That's scary. Yet they're 10-2. Plus, you add in the Kirk Cousins factor, and so many people don't trust Kirk Cousins.
I do.
You know how we love Kirk Cousins over here, but we understand. I ain't gonna lie to you, Prime. I ain't gonna lie. I took the Lions too, though. I did.
You took the Lions?
I took the Lions too. With the points. I took the Lions with the points as well.
I respect it, though.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me if the Lions win this football game.
It feels more pick'em than anything else. It feels like if this was a pick'em game, that would make perfect sense. But I did take the Lions.
I mean, it feels like Minnesota got to lose another game or two for the season over, right? That's what this feels like.
Yeah.
And this would be this is an opponent that can explode them, I think.
They feel more 7-5 than they feel 10-2. More 7-5. 8-4 maybe.
Yeah, what I do like about this game, it's got two guys that I love, of course. We all love JJ, Justin Jefferson. But Amon-Ra St. Brown gets busy.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about him enough, but every time you look, he in that end zone, right? He doing his thing. A legit receiver, man. Dalvin Cook needs 73 yards to hit that 1,000 mark for the fourth straight season. It ain't been done since your boy Adrian Peterson did it in the seasons between 2007 and 2010.
For Minnesota, right?
For Minnesota.
Okay.
For the Minnesota Vikings for franchise. Yep, franchise history. You go back over the last 4 weeks. The Vikings averaged about 27 points. They had 27 points or more in 3 of the last 4. The Lions, 32 or more in the last 4. I got points in this one. Kirk to JJ for the win, 34-33 Minnesota Vikings.
Woo. Prime has predicted 3 1-point games thus far. 34-33.
I like drama, man.
I like it too. I'm going to go 36-31 Detroit football. Yeah. And shout out to Dan Campbell. Like, I
told you he's keeping that job.
I'll be honest. I don't know how Dan Campbell got a head coaching job. Him having a head coaching job only surpasses Jeff Saturday as far as me being like, how's this dude a head coach? There's nothing tangible that Dan Campbell has shown that says head coach. It says strength coach or coordinator at best. head coach.
Take your vitamins.
Yeah, right. Especially after the first press conference, I was like, no, if this dude make it through one season, it's gonna be a miracle. This is gonna be a miracle. But I interviewed Jalen Elliott, who was on the Detroit Lions team when Campbell got there, and he was like, "Hey, we love this dude. We love this dude because he is, he's for the players." So there is that, and they play for him. Even when the Lions won one game, they played hard. They were in most of their games, and there's that. So maybe this is the turnaround. Or getting closer to the turnaround. I should say. I don't want to overstate it. They're 5-7, but they're not a bad 5-7, and they're fun 5-7 to watch. So
very fun.
36-31.
Yeah, I agree with Don on this one. I've been waiting for it, Don. I've been calling it for a couple of weeks. Hawkinson got to get busy at some point. This might be the day. This might be his day.
I tried to slide Hawkinson into that MVP spot. What was it? Who did they play? I don't remember who it was. Maybe 2 weeks ago. Yeah, he ain't do a thing. He ain't do a thing. I was like, all right, so I'm shooting too early. But that's a good thought against his old team. I wouldn't be surprised with that.
Quick left turn, real quick. Since we're talking about one of these receivers, want to get your thoughts on this. Who you taking, dog? We doing a lot of pickings today. Woo! You gotta make a pick. We know they both are fire. Which one you taking though? Now, if you play Madden, you can build a Madden team, get both of them for real. But anyway, go ahead.
How am I supposed to pick between these two? Like, what am I supposed to say? I mean, first, straight out the gate, first thing that pops in my mind is route running and advantage McEnroe. I mean, Devontae. When I think about catches in traffic, advantage Jefferson. Why? Because Adams breaks down the double team so crazy that there's.
Yep, froze up for a minute. We get the bros thoughts here in a second. That's tough though to have to pick that. That is unbelievably tough to have to pick that. Phil, what you were saying, bro?
When I look at catches in traffic, I go Jefferson because Adams breaks down the defense so crazy, even with the double team, that a lot of times there's nobody near him when he's catching the ball. I'm leaning. I know you're going JJ. I already know. I'm going Devontae. I'm going Devontae. He makes it easier on his quarterback because ain't nobody around a lot of the time when the ball is thrown his way. He's by himself. I'm going Devontae Adams.
Let's see. Adams is dominating this conversation. I think I seen one JJ, and that was Justin. We got Don.
That's because they got the same name. That's all.
Don, JB. JB said Adams with experience. Caesar, no question, is Adams.
Now, see, when people add no question or by long shot and all that, I'm like, Cap.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know about that one.
I don't even say Cap, but I'm gonna say it now, Cap. Ain't no long shot. Like, how's it a long shot? Like, even if you thought Justin Jefferson was the fourth best wide receiver in the league, even if you thought he was fourth, it's not a long shot between one. If you think Adams is number 1 and 4, it's not a long shot. It's close. Everybody in that area is great, and it's just a lot of times it's just preference.
Here we go. See, ask for it again. Ain't about it. Look, see, we got time to be talking about me do again, man. Anyway, yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't know, man. This is hard. Like this is hard. I mean, we can ride with the experience factor, like JB said, but yo.
Hold up, Prime. Hey, Justin said, hold on, let's jump forward. Sorry. Justin said route running is nice. Route running is nice and all that. Route running is nice and all that. So we're diminishing route running. But it's more important to get the ball when you're checked. It doesn't matter if you're checked, that means somebody covered you. if you're wide open, it's because you lost the defense, especially when you are the only receiver on your squad that gets the rock. He did it in Green Bay. He is doing it in a Raiders uniform. Jefferson actually did it for a short period of time when Thielen was out. Now we know at the beginning it was Thielen as the main man and Jefferson was coming in. Now it's Jefferson as the main man. Thielen is a little shaky. So Jefferson is the guy. Devontae has been the guy, and he stays open. There's no way that getting the ball when you're covered is more important than getting wide open. Ask Jerry Rice.
Good point. Let's see what we got. They equal at wide receiver, but the quarterback got to get them the ball. Let's see what we got. JJ, Devontae on that. What happens when DA hits a strong zone defense? He eats, but it hurts. I think both of them made some spectacular catches in coverage. I mean, that was a nice catch the other day over the Jalen Ramsey joint. Ain't like Jalen had bad. Ain't like Jalen had bad coverage. That was just
dog. And he kept his arms tight too. That's why Jalen ain't know that joint was coming. He was like, boop.
So yeah, I know y'all call me crazy. I don't care. I just say right now, I'd probably rather have Justin Jefferson. And the only deciding factor, and everybody made some great points, is I've seen what Minnesota was able to do with him this year when he wasn't touching the end zone. Right? He wasn't getting the receiving touchdowns, but he was still eating up for 100. They found a way to get him, involved a little bit in the running game too, on the jet sweeps and stuff. So it's tough, but give me JJ. Give me JJ. I mean, we talk about the quarterbacks. Half of y'all think that Kirk Cousins trash. Right? He throwing him around. Remember, before this year, Derek Carr wasn't that good. Remember? So y'all seem to forget that, all that conversation about Derek Carr, ain't that good of a quarterback. And he's throwing the rock. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But Caesar Diggs is for another discussion. We just talking about these two right now.
Maybe he wants to be muted. Maybe he wants to be muted. That's it.
Let's see what we got right now. Let's go on to the next matchup. Something that you really have interest in. We know the Eagles versus the Giants going down today. The only real question for the Giants, with all they've been dealing through, I've yet to find out whether Saquon is going to play.
Yeah, I haven't even looked into Saquon this morning. I haven't looked into much this morning, to be honest. Let's take a quick look, though. See if there's any update.
Anybody that got any updates? Last I saw, the man was questionable.
Still sitting questionable.
He said that Barkley playing.
It says he's playing. It says questionable but available. It don't matter. If he on the field, it's a problem. Like, that's just what it is. I don't care if he hobbling out that joint. Hopping, skipping. The way he moves his feet in traffic is crazy. Because he's not a small dude. He's got that boop, boop. Anyway, I'm not trying to see a lot of that today. I'm not really interested in seeing much of that today. All I want to see is 12 people in the box. That's what I want to see. 13 people in the box. 15 people, and everybody on the sideline in the box. Everybody in the box. I don't care where they at. The fans in the box. Everybody. If Daniel Jones throws for 300 yards today, I will be okay with that. I will be okay with it. As long as everybody's in the box. It'll just be like, hey, we tried it. We took away their best option, and this other dude showed up today. I will accept that. I will accept it. I will be okay with it. If Saquon Barkley is out here running all over the field, I'm going to be heated. I'm going to be heated. Other than that, we're going to light these people up. I know, Prime. I'm week to week on confidence because I try to just lay back and let it be what it is. I took the Eagles last week, but I didn't think it was going to be like it was. Make it like it was. Make it like it was last week, please. I know it's a little different. We're on the road, divisional game. I get all that. But yeah, AJ got busy. Jalen Hurts in the MVP discussion across the league. And I'm hoping to see a little bit of Miles Sanders today getting busy. And yeah, Eagles, Eagles, Eagles. 34-26.
Interesting. Just popped up. He is officially active.
Darn it.
While you were talking on that.
The disrespect.
This is the 181st meeting between these two teams. Eagles lead the series 90-88, and then it's 2 ties in this one. So just an interesting stat to throw out. It feels like your boy Miles Sanders, though. Feels like Miles Sanders and them boys might try to do some dirt on that ground today, man. So Giants should be very, very scared. Eagles clinch a playoff berth. They win this game today. And interesting enough, the game is at MetLife Stadium, where your Eagles are 8-4. So they know how to play over there, right? Yeah, I see the Eagles coming in and beating these people down like they did the Titans last week, right? The Giants ain't gonna be no tie this week. Ain't gonna be no tie. Remember in Rocky boys, ain't gonna be no rematch. Ain't gonna be no tie. Gonna be no tie today. So it's the big payback. Philly 33-20.
Where is Deshaun Jackson right now?
Baltimore, right?
I just need him to man, forget that game. You ain't gonna play no way. Just come on.
What's back today, sir?
It's Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. We're in New York. I'm just saying, if he could just walk through the doors, make the people feel something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about, Prime. You know what I'm talking
about? I know.
Okay, I'm gonna tell the story anyway, real quick. Me, my man Solomon from the group.
Word up.
My guy PJ and our friend Ashanti and my man B Harv as well. The 5 of us were at Hooters watching the game. Giants, Eagles.
Y'all was at Hooters. Y'all was watching the game. No, man, go ahead.
Solomon is a Giants fan. Ashanti is a Giants fan. Family, New York people, you know. As they were beating us down all through the first half into the third quarter, laughing, hollering, standing up, yelling, clapping, high-fiving all the other Giants fans in Hooters, I sent a text message to B Harv and PJ. And the text message said, we're still going to win this game. Watch. 2 minutes later, was it Michael Vick? I don't even know who he threw to. Touchdown. And then the Deshaun Jackson punt return to seal the deal. Do you remember that?
Do.
You remember?
I do.
Okay. That's all. I just want to get it off my chest. It was a good time. They was quiet, though. They was quiet after about the second touchdown. They didn't say nothing else. They were so upset. And especially when Deshaun did the step back. And I stood up and I walked away with my hand in the air as he ran through the defense. And I was walking through the Giants fans. Yeah, that was a good time.
I ain't gonna post what Caesar just put up about your Hooters adventure, but I'm gonna leave it where it is. Hey man, let's go on to the next game. We got 2 games left.
I'm looking for it.
Yeah, it was one of the last comments. We got 2 games left while you look at that. And the next one up is going to be A game that has a lot of interest here in the SBP. The Bucks and the 49ers, and the Niners are starting Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy, Iowa State's own, at quarterback. And a lot of people feel good about it.
Cuzzo, JB, how y'all feel about Brock Purdy? How I feel about Brock Purdy does not even matter for real. It's more about how they feel about him. It's really about how his teammates feel about him, to be honest. But I'm curious.
They rock with it.
I'm curious as to how Cuzzo and JB feel about Brock.
Well, nigga, one of your joints right there. JB, that's what JB say. So we know how JB feel about it. Nice.
I like that. I don't know how Purdy is going to be, but I do love the fact that he has a lot of weapons around, and he came in and did what needed to be done. He was pretty, I don't want to say flawless, but he was pretty clean as he came in last game. My confidence in Tampa Bay is probably more where this thing is focused. Because, dog, even when they win, they look like they lose.
It hurts.
Oh, why we got to wait till the last second for this? But this is what we doing? New Orleans? Okay. Yeah, that's tough. It's that I pray that Tom Brady just rides off into the sunset. Whatever happens at the end of the season, just let it go, bro. Just let it go. I understand. Once you're gone, you can't come back. I mean, you can come back, but it's not going to be better. And once you lose it, you lose it. It's not like you can get it back. But just let it go, bro. For real. Respect. Go quarterback, in my opinion. But yeah, let's just let this thing go. Ain't no need. You've proven all you need to prove, and you've done all that can be done. Just let it be that. Salute. But you're gonna take this L today, and it's gonna be ugly. Well, if you lose to Brock Purdy, ugly, you should just be like, I'm done, bro. I'm done, dog. Y'all got me for 4 more games.
That'd be disrespectful.
I'm going to the crib. Yeah. I ain't gonna give a score yet. You go ahead, Brian.
You talking about you said that would be disrespectful. I'm gonna tell you what else is disrespectful, and I'm sure Nana Nation remembers this, right? Brady's childhood team was the San Francisco 49ers.
True.
Loved the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh.
Went to games. Was a fan.
Yeah.
When it came time for him to be drafted,
yeah,
they didn't draft him. Instead, they opted for Gio Carmazzi.
Who?
Gio Carmazzi, the pride of Hofstra, over Tom Brady. And this is what's something else I found out even more recently. They sent Steve Mariucci to do a private street workout with Tom Brady before they drafted Gio Carmazzi. And not only did the Niners pass on him, then he passed them over 6 times on that draft. And that is when Tom had a problem with these people, the team he so much loved. Because they went after Gio Carmazzi. Carmazzi only played for them during the 2000 to 2001 season. That was it, bro. That was it. He played a few more years over in Europe and Canada, and then he was sitting at home. That's terrible, man. That's terrible. And if I remember, I don't think this may be only Brady's second trip ever to play against the San Francisco 49ers away. That's crazy. So it's gonna be a lot of things going on here. Bucks have lost 3 straight road games, bro. 3 straight road games. The last victory they got was actually at home. Brady has never lost in his career 4 straight road games. And you talk about this thing being ugly. I don't know if the margin of victory is going to be ugly. I think the game might be ugly. Because even though we know how dominant the 49ers defense is, we know the Bucs can play that style of football when they want to. And they've got some injuries, especially in that secondary. But you starting Brock Purdy, and I think they're going to try to make things a little difficult for him as well. So you talk about it being ugly. I mean, this game, I don't know. I see something like a 21-19, maybe, something like that. Going down in this one. I don't see that big 14-point blowout that some of y'all are, forecasting. Yeah, but if it went like 21-19 or something like that, I definitely would not be surprised in this one. But I'm going to stick with the 49ers, though. I think they make just enough of the defensive plays to keep timing them out of the end zone when time to me to get in there. And so the Niners hold on for a slim victory.
21-19?
21-19.
Prime said we getting all drama all day. All drama all day.
Better than Law and Order, son.
I'm going with the a critical beatdown. Who is that?
Ultramagnetic. Critical beatdown, huh?
Isn't that Ultramagnetic?
Yeah, Ultramagnetic MCs.
Yeah. So next time JB and Cuzzo see me, y'all both need to buy me a drink because I'm saying Tom Brady getting beat by 20, and they're not getting in the teens.
You gonna disrespect the GOAT like that?
I know.
They ain't getting in the teens.
They ain't getting in the teens. 32-12.
It'd be that bad.
Punch your bump to get beat down.
I don't know about that. I'm gonna be watching this game very closely. I think you're wrong about that score, bro. They didn't get to 19, I think, at least.
We're gonna see.
Ugly game. Last up on the docket, the last game that we are going to pick today is we're going to Sunday Night Football, bro. Sunday Night Football. We have two of the quarterbacks that we talked about earlier in the redraft going against each other, the Dolphins and the Chargers. We already said the San Diego Chargers. The Chargers about to make this thing happen, bro. And my thoughts on this game, we getting it all. You feel me? Source. Running back trivia. If I were to give you the names Cleo, Frankie, Stoney, and Tashawn, what would I be talking about?
That would be the beautiful foursome that led the movie Set It Off.
And that's what both of these teams going to do today. I think we're going to get some crazy scoring up in this piece. They're going to definitely set it off up in this one, man. We were talking about Herbert not having his full stack. Mike Williams supposed to play. The only thing we got to figure out is, are they both going to be on the field the entire game? Do you know today him and Keenan Allen have not started and finished a game together this entire season?
Are you serious?
I'm 100%.
That is,
one of them has gotten hurt. They both will start a game. Somebody will get hurt. So this entire season, it hasn't happened, bro. Wow. So they're going to need to get that popping and going. But I believe they're going to be okay. I think Herbert has a big night. He plays well in night games. Tua, ready to bounce back. Will hit his man's Waddle up. Waddle don't need but 28 yards to go over a G. You feel me? And that way, be the first Dolphins duo to do it since him and Reek be the first Dolphins duo to do it since who? Do you know?
It better not be Clayton and Duper.
You already know. So it's about to go.
Wow. Dang.
So, yeah, how you feel about this game, though? I'm hyped. You can tell I'm hyped.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, though.
Yeah.
For them to be the first duo. But dang, sheesh, that's a long time. This is gonna be fun. I was gonna say, everybody clear the comments, and just let Caesar have it. Just let Caesar talk. Just let him go. This is his time to shine. Brucey, this is your time to shine. 500 yards for Herbert.
He's a comment right there.
He's shining. He's shining. This is going to be fun. If nothing else, it's going to be fun. It might, like, he might be close to that 500. You never know. but most of it's going to come off of screens. Anyway, it's going to be a fun game. We should have a good time. I'm hoping Freaky Ricky gets to get busy. I just started following Rick on TikTok. I just started following. I don't really follow like celebrities like that, but he popped up on my feed. I was like, let me follow this dude because I know he got some foolishness going on somewhere on a daily basis. I hope he gets 200. I hope he gets 200 in the air. 200 receiving. I'm sorry.
I was going to say.
Well, yeah, 200 in the air. He could throw it to himself, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, a lot of points, shootout, bang, bang. I don't know if this is going to be the highest scoring game or if it's going to be that Minnesota-Detroit game. Or it might just be the Eagles if they put up 50. That's a whole different. You know what? Dallas might put up 50. You never know. But Houston might put up 0. So I guess it won't be that one.
We experienced that. We know how to put up 50. I just want y'all to know. We got experience in that 50-point thing. So just in case y'all didn't know. Since y'all noticed he brought up the Cowboy, I guess I did bring him up first, right? But yeah, we got experience in that 50-point thing, so what you think, bro?
I ain't mad at you. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this as the highest scoring game of the day. I said it was 67 points gonna be scored in the Detroit joint.
Oh, it froze up again. I think there's gonna be a lot of points scored in this game too. I think we're gonna see a lot of teams going up and down the field in this one. But what was your score?
On my screen right now, Chargers defeated Dolphins 41-38 in overtime back in 81. I'm gonna say 41-38 Dolphins.
41-38. We bring it back to 80s. I think it was like 84 or so when we had the 1,000-yard situation with Duper and Clay with 2 receivers. So you taking it back to the 80s, huh? I see both quarterbacks passing for well over 300 in this one. The deciding factor for me is I don't believe Derwin James is going to play. I know Bryce Callahan, the slot corner, is out of there. That's going to be a problem. I see Reek and Waddle all day, or should I say all night, all Sunday night.
It'll be daytime out there.
I have the Dolphins winning this game against the Chargers 33-28. Set it off.
On the left, y'all.
That's all I got, man. What you got for the people today? Anything we need to be looking for?
I got my live back last night. Hey. And I did a whole 3-hour joint with no issues. Had a good time last night. Bang, bang, hip hop. Just having a good time. Played some real gritty type hip hop and did like 45 minutes to an hour of Pharoah Monch at the end. And that was pretty crazy. So, yeah, I got nothing special going on. I might do a live tomorrow, do a bootleg versus. I need to do Black Thought versus 3000. So maybe I don't know. Haven't really thought about it. Things Fall Apart against AT Aliens, maybe something like that.
Right.
I'll figure it out and we'll see what happens. But yeah, always TikTok at Source, of course, and we gets it in until we can't gets it in no more.
So a quick thing, a note on the NFL tip. So Thursday night football, we got a pretty darn good one. Thursday night's going to be the Niners and the Seahawks. So they giving us some love on that game. But also a lot of people may not realize that not only do the 49ers and the Seahawks play Thursday night, but Saturday, you got a triple header. It's that time of year when they start doing that Saturday day stuff. So the early game, the 1 p.m. game next Saturday is the Colts and the Vikings. Then you have 4:30 p.m. the Ravens and the Browns. And Saturday night. Woo-hoo. Hey man, we might have to try to sneak on Wednesday or something and pick these games or something being busy. This joint, the Dolphins and the Bills, Saturday night, 8:15.
Put them up.
Put them up. Saturday night. So Saturday we got the triple header, so we better to figure a way to slip on and pick them joints, man. So it is what it is. But I ain't got nothing going on. Ready to watch these games. What's up?
Hey, shout out to my man Willie Burns that just popped in. Hey, Willie, I still have your watch, bro. I still have your watch. I just found it in my jacket yesterday as I went out to ref at States. I still have that watch. Do you want it? Do you want it? Let me know.
No doubt, no doubt. Appreciate y'all for checking us. Enjoy your day, everybody. Let's get it. We'll see y'all on the page. Peace.
I got you, cuz. 3 game slate next week.